Many models are worried about carbohydrates, and many models try and shy away from that because they feel this will make them gain weight. Now, I'm not saying that's not true. You know, if eating anything too much in abundance will make you gain weight. It's the simple conversion, energy in equals energy out. But it's actually about making the right types of choices. So instead of eating your highly processed foods that are very refined, that are white, that are kind of stripped of all their nutrients, these are high glycemic index, and they will spike your blood glucose levels very, very quickly. A lot of athletes have these before a race because it gives them a really quick boost of energy. But we actually don't need that. You know, we don't need to have this high boost of energy. We need a slow boost of energy to sustain us. Because once you have that really high spike of energy, it drops and plummets very, very, very quickly. And then what happens down here? You need another boost. So you want that high energy, dense carbohydrate again. And the craving happens, and then you reach for it, and then you go up and down. And it goes in peaks and troughs throughout the day. And your blood glucose will go like this as well. But we want to keep it level. So you want to be sustaining a long energy. So that is more between low glycemic index foods. And these are more plant-based sources, high in fiber. The fiber helps slow down that glucose into your bloodstream and helps maintain it for longer. You actually snack less, so you actually eat less, but you're still getting all your fiber that you need, which is really important, and you're maintaining a blood glucose at a steady level. You're not getting these cravings. So what are those types of carbohydrates? Oats, overnight oats, they're great. If you soak them overnight and you have them in the breakfast in the morning, it's a really quick go-to breakfast. Having quinoa, it's got loads of protein in it, but it's also got lots of good carbohydrates in it for a slow release, and it stabilizes your blood sugars. These are the ones that you want to be having more towards within your day. Don't be scared of carbohydrates, just make sure that you're having the right types of carbohydrates. And also have a carbohydrate that's around a fistful. That's what it wants to look like on your plate. Many people have pasta dishes and they have this huge plate of pasta, and hardly, their protein sources are very limited. And they wonder why they get these cravings and why they feel bloated and so full. It's about reducing that and switching around that portion size, having a smaller portion of that pasta and having more protein to make you more full. So all of these things are really important when you look at your plate and you look at your types of sources that you'll be eating, or types of carbohydrate. Another good tip for sustaining energy levels is actually not skipping meals. Many people think they haven't got time, or actually skipping a meal will help them reduce their calories. But actually, that's not always the case. And if you skip meals too regularly, especially if you're on your feet and you have a demanding job and you're feeling the pressures and the stress of anxiety, skipping your meals will also then increase your insulin. And once it increases your insulin, this can really affect your neurotransmitter, which is your serotonin. And your serotonin is your happy hormone. So there's this huge cycle that happens that you think you might be wanting to skip a meal to reduce your calorie intake, but there could be a huge detrimental effect to that if you're doing it too often and you're doing it too regularly and you're not actually eating enough. So the rise and fall in your insulin from skipping meals has a rise and fall in your serotonin. So it's really important. You might not be a sufferer with anxiety. Many people today do heavily suffer with anxiety. And if you do, this isn't really a good technique, not just for your energy, but also for your general mental health and your mood. So making sure that you plan ahead. Planning is really important to have optimal well-being and optimal nutrition. You can maybe have the best diet in the world, but if you're stressed and you're in an environment where you don't feel that you can have something that's healthy on the go, making sure that you're prepared, making sure that you arrive to the studio or to your location or to your shoot or a catwalk, wherever you are, with stuff that's prepared and that you've got that you know is going to help sustain your energy is really, really important. So preparation is key. So that's one thing that I really want you to take away. Try to batch cook at home. Carry some healthy snacks in your bag that are full of protein, such as nuts and hummus and some carrots with that. Having these tips and tricks is a really good way to help stabilize your blood glucose, but also just to know that you're mentally prepared.